Lar Park Lincoln, star of Knots Landing and Friday the 13th Part 7, dies at 63. Cause of death and last words revealed. April 25th, 2025. Hollywood is mourning the loss of Lar Park Lincoln, the beloved actress known for her iconic roles in the hit primetime soap, Knots Landing, and the horror cult classic Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood. Lincoln passed away on April 25th, 2025, at the age of 63, after a courageous and lengthy battle with breast cancer. Lincoln, whose real name was Lori Jill Park, died peacefully at her home in Dallas, Texas, surrounded by family. Her death was confirmed in a statement released by her daughter, Sophia Lincoln, who described her mother's final hours as filled with love, light, and the strength she showed throughout her life and career. Cause of death. Lar Park Lincoln had been quietly battling breast cancer for several years. Though she kept her diagnosis largely private, close friends and colleagues say she faced her illness with resilience and dignity. According to the statement from her family, her cancer had progressed to stage 4 and had metastasized in recent months. Lar chose to live her final years focused on family, acting, and helping young performers find their voices. She didn't want to be defined by illness, her daughter shared. In her last moments, she was peaceful. She had made her peace with the world, with her career, and with her purpose. Her final words. In her final moments, Lar reportedly turned to her daughter and whispered, "Keep dreaming, baby girl. That's how you make your mark." Those words, full of hope and the spirit of a dreamer, encapsulate the essence of an actress who inspired generations of women both on and off screen. A breakout star in horror and drama. Born on May 27, 1961, in Dallas, Texas, Lincoln entered the entertainment industry with a passion for storytelling and an aura that couldn't be ignored. Her breakout role came in 1988, when she played Tina Shepard in Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, a role that would cement her status as a scream queen and make her a fixture in horror conventions for decades. Tina, a teen with telekinetic powers who takes on the notorious Jason Voorhees, was one of the few Friday the 13th characters to fight back, and hard. Fans still celebrate the performance for giving the slasher franchise a refreshing twist of supernatural grit and emotional depth. But it wasn't just the horror genre that claimed her heart. In the early 1990s, Lincoln transitioned to the small screen and joined the cast of CBS's Knots Landing as Linda Fairgate. As the new wife of Eric Fairgate, her performance delivered both tenderness and fire, a compelling addition to the long-running drama. A versatile career spanning 4 decades. Lar Park Lincoln's acting credits spanned film, television, and even stage. Some of her other notable appearances included Hunter, 1989, Highway to Heaven, 1987, Children of the Night, 1991, Fatal Charm, 1990. Later in life, she returned to the screen in indie horror films and short projects that allowed her to mentor younger actors while doing what she loved. Outside of acting, Lincoln became a mentor and teacher, founding Actors Audition Studios in Texas, where she coached aspiring talent on audition techniques, confidence, and industry realities. "She wasn't just a teacher," said former student and actress Rachel Devine. "She was our champion. Lar made every one of us believe we had something special to offer." Tributes from Hollywood and the horror community. The moment news of her death broke, tributes from former co-stars, industry colleagues, and legions of fans began pouring in across social media and press outlets. Kevin Spurtis, her Friday the 13th co-star, wrote, "She was my fierce friend, my scene partner, and my sister in fear and love. Rest easy, Lar, you were magic." Donna Mills, fellow soap actress, "Lar had such a mix of elegance and edge. The screen lit up every time she appeared." Kane Hodder, who played Jason Voorhees, "Tina was one of my all-time favorite final girls. Lar brought heart and soul to horror. She was fearless." The Friday the 13th fan base paid homage with tribute videos, custom art, and quotes from her most iconic scenes. Many called her the most human of the series' heroines, someone who fought not just monsters, but grief, guilt, and fear with heart. A private battle with a public grace. Though open about her breast cancer journey in private circles, Lincoln chose not to publicize her diagnosis broadly. Friends said she didn't want pity, only purpose. She never let cancer define her, said longtime friend and fellow acting coach Sandra Kay. Even on days when she was weak from treatment, she'd show up at the studio, ready to lift someone else up. Her resilience in the face of loss was well known. Lincoln had previously lost her husband to cancer and was open about the grief she carried as a widow and single mother. That pain informed her performances, particularly in later years, as she began speaking to women's groups and cancer support networks. She always told us, "Pain is your truth. Use it, don't bury it," said one cancer survivor who met her at a Dallas fundraiser last year. Legacy and Memorial Lar Park Lincoln leaves behind her daughter Sophia, her son Trevor, and a legacy that spans film, television, mentorship, and inspiration. She will be honored with a private memorial service in Dallas, followed by a public celebration of her life to be held later this year in Los Angeles. Fans are already organizing tribute screenings of The New Blood and special Knots Landing marathons in her honor. Her studio, Actors Audition Studios, will continue operating under the guidance of her hand-picked team, with a new scholarship program launching in her name to help underprivileged young actors break into the industry. According to her final wishes, Lar will be cremated and her ashes scattered in the Texas Hill Country, a place she loved for its quiet strength and open skies. Final curtain call. Lar Park Lincoln never sought superstardom. What she wanted and achieved was connection. Through her roles, her teaching, and her final words to her daughter, she reminded us that dreams matter, even when life gets dark. And in the quiet echo of a final cut on a set, or the closing of a curtain in a dark theater, you can almost hear her say it again. "Keep dreaming, baby girl. That's how you make your mark."